Hi everyone, Kimberly here. I am prepping some file folder cards that I cut out for ATCs. If you don't know what ATCs are, it's an abbreviation for artist trading cards. If you don't know what artist trading cards are, they're 2.5 by 3.5 inch little cards, the size of a baseball card, that are just little pieces of art that each individual creates to trade to other artists. It's just that simple. Many artists will just make them and keep them for themselves, or you can trade them with your trading friends. I'm a member of a group on Facebook that trades them back and forth. Now, occasionally they'll have a swap, and to be honest with you, I've only participated in one of their swaps, and I'll put the link to the Facebook page down below if you would like to join that group. It's a great group of ladies, and they're very welcoming, very friendly, just beautiful artwork. I can't say enough about the group of people that are involved on that page. So they will welcome you with open arms. They would love to see your artwork. Even if you don't trade with them, they would love for you to post pictures of your artwork. So what I've done here is I have taken just a regular manila folder, and I have cut off this first end that has this indentation. I've trimmed it with my trimmer, and then I've just cut 2.5 inch sections. I cut this part out, and then again just continue to cut 2.5. Now I was able to get 5 2.5 inch strips. Now I'm going to keep those strips just like this, and I marked on one of them how many I would get. So this is basically like a heavy card stock. Okay, I like for my ATCs to be done a bit heavier, on a bit heavier cardstock, because I am going to add quite a bit to these backgrounds. This is where I've marked. So I've marked, then I've gone down with my ruler and marked. Can you see those little pencil marks? There's one here, there's one here, and there's one here. So I'm going to be able to get 1, 2, 3 cards out of each of these strips. Then I'm going to have a little piece here. And if you know me, I'm going to keep these little strips because I'll be able to use those for something else. So I'm going to put quite a bit on here. I'm going to put some heavy gesso, so that I can protect this paper, because I'm going to paint this. I'm going to stencil some more gesso on top of it to give it some dimension. I'm going to use a stencil and layer some gesso on it, and then I'm going to probably spray it with some glimmer spray that I've made, my homemade glimmer sprays that I've showed you in my other videos. And I'll probably put some more paint on it. I might put some glitter on it, and then I'm going to decorate it. So in decorating, that means that I'll probably put some paper on it. I did cut out these, these little gorgeous girls. So that requires for me to use some Mod Podge to stick them down, possibly to put on top. I don't always put the Mod Podge on top of my projects because of all the layers. It just makes it too thick. I may put some ribbon on top. I may put who knows where I'm going. I never quite know. I just kind of add things as I think that it needs it. I never really have an idea. I just kind of go with it, which I think most artists do. I think that they just kind of go with it as they feel they need it. I never have a concrete idea for an art project when I begin. I have an idea of what I want to do, but I never know what the finished project is going to look like. Now, I'm not going to use those on all of them. And quite frankly, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm definitely not going to make gorgeous girls on all of these. I will do some other things. I might not decorate all of these today. In fact, I probably won't. I'll probably just do all of the backgrounds today, get them cut down, and then save some of the backgrounds. In fact, from the other cards that I did, I still have some backgrounds. And go from there. So I am going to get started. I will speed this up. I'm going to lay down some gesso on these, and then I will let them dry, possibly dry them with my heat gun, and just start putting layers on from there. So I will speed it up to save you the pain of time, because it does take some time. So thanks for joining me, and enjoy the rest. Okay, I think we're mostly dry here.
I'm gonna help. That's why not build water on me.
Boy, what are you gonna do?
Empty that water out.
What water?
That one.
My paint water?
Uh-huh. That's why not get this this just wet.
Okay, here, let me take my brushes out. Okay, don't spill it.
Well,
Thank you.
and come on. Can you help me with my doughy of
Okay, watch what you're doing. Be careful.
2 little piglets? No, 2 little mean sisters.
Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and cut these down. Remember, we need to cut them down to 3.5. Now my cutting tool here doesn't always cut straight, so I don't always rely on this bottom edge here. I always rely on my lines. So I'm going to line it up to my 3.5. And I'm going to be careful because these aren't completely dry. They're still, I mean, they're dry, but I can still feel a little bit of dampness in the paper. Okay, so I'm just going to carefully cut these. And then there's my little piece of leftover. And I'll use that for something. Okay, so I don't have very many stamps, so I'm going to use what I have. I really want to get just a script stamp so that I can do this, but I don't have one. So when you don't have something, but you have a little bit of something, just use what you have. So I have this heart stamp, and I think it would look really cute on here. So I'm going to ink it up. And again, I don't have the really good ink, so I'm just using this cheap craft smart ink. And I'm not going to press really hard because I don't want these images to be really dark because I don't want it to overtake this background. So I'm going to go off of my paper. And I know that it's going to cover, once I get my image on here, it's going to cover so much of this, but that's okay. We're going to put it all over anyways. Okay, I have this text stamp and it says, once in a lifetime you meet someone who changes everything. Now I use this for a wedding invitation that I made, but it doesn't really matter what it says. What I'm looking for is the text. Okay, so we're gonna not even worry about the direction of it. I just want that text on there. It doesn't even matter if you're going to be able to read it or not. I just want the text. So I'm going to, again, just lightly stamp it. I'm going to go the same direction all the way down it, even though that I did it at a slant. Okay, and see how much character that gives it already. It's already adding some dimension to it.
Hi, welcome to a game.
I need something else to put some paint on, something flat. Can't really use my paper plate. Okay, so let's put the stamps off to the side and the ink off to the side. Okay, one of my favorite shapes to use is a bottle cap. Just a bottle cap. This is a Bud Light bottle cap. Now I want to add something lighter to this because so far this background is getting pretty dark. And even though my image is pretty dark, I don't want everything to be completely dark on it. So these are kind of hard to hold on to, and I actually want to take a couple of my bottle caps and add a handle to it. You know what I mean? So that it's not so hard to grip. Because they're slippery anyways, and then they've got that rounded top on them, so it makes it hard. So I'm just going to kind of drop this down. Oops, and I slid it. That's okay. I kind of wanted it to be neater than that, but you get what you get, so you can't go back.
You get what you get. Don't fall with it.
That's right.
But I found something to help you.
Now if I go back in here and try to wipe up this paint, excuse me, it's so dry in here. See, it's just going to smear everything, so I'm not going to worry about it. Brooke has this. She thinks that it will help me, but I don't know that it will go wide enough. Nope, see, Brooke, it just slides off of there. I don't even think that my pliers will go wide enough. No. So you wait. I'm going to make something to handle, because this truly is my very, very favorite shape. See that one? Now I got a good handle on it. Okay, so I'm just going to add this.
This is the tower. Ever.
Excuse me. I'm not a smoker, but man, we had some of the worst case of bronchitis in this house 4 months ago, and I still just cannot get over this cough. And then the dryness is just not helping. Colorado is so dry.
Now my throat is dry.
Okay, so let me put the heat down.
that for you.
It's kind of cool. Okay, now I'm going to take some metallic white.
Metallic white.
Wants to come out of here. And I'm just going to take a straight pin that has this little bead cap on it. I'm going to dip it into my metallic paint, and I'm just going to dot it in the center of these black inks.
Joey. I kind of want to glue back round. I like this cuddle. Wait for the camera. Benji.
So I am going to splatter these with some white paint. So I'm protecting my computer. I'm going to add some water to thin out my paint. You guys see my paint? Yeah. And you want it pretty thin. Might as well add some of this metallic paint into it. You want a pretty coarse brush. It's good to use one of those fan brushes, but I don't have one right now. So I'm just going to use this really coarse brush. I'm going to get these all set up here. I'm just going to get it sopping wet. I'm going to get my other brush. Okay, now this kind of goes everywhere, so you can use a box and set them inside of the box, but in order for me to show you guys what I'm doing, I can't really do that because, well, you wouldn't be able to see what I'm doing. So I'm going to shake a lot of it off of here because I don't want big blotches of it. So I'm going to get some of it off of here. Now the closer you get to it, the bigger the blotches are going to be. So I'm going to go kind of far away. Okay, and I'm just going to tap it. I'm still getting some pretty big blotches, so I'm going to get some of it off of here. Okay, and I'm just going to tap it. It's messy.
Can I take your phone? So not have battles on it, because that's not a good idea. Ow.
Okay, here we go. Now I could dry this with the heat gun, but you have to be really careful with drying metallic paint because it will bubble when it gets hot. Now if that's an effect that you want, then go ahead and do it. But I'm not going to dry it with metallic. I'm not going to dry it because I put these little dots of metallic paint up here and I don't want it to bubble. I did that because I wanted it to have an effect of like flat back pearls on there so I didn't have to use my flat back pearls. And if I do that, it's going to flatten it out and bubble them up. So I'm just going to let these dry naturally. Okay, so I'm actually going to take them back to the table behind me so that they can dry. So I'll be dry. Everything is dry now. And so these are the backgrounds that I made for our ATCs. Again, you can use these for your pocket letters as well. So I think that they're fun, and in some ways I think they're prettier than just the patterned paper that you can buy, and you made it yourself, so it's like a homemade paper. I also wanted to show you the last ones that I made. If I can find my paper bin. So this is the box that I store all my pre-cut paper in. And these are the ones that I made before. Guess I only have 2 of them left. So this is actually just cardstock that I cut out, and I cut these out on my Cricut. You can tell because they have the rounded corners on them. And I put my homemade modeling paste on here. You can tell that it's my homemade modeling paste because it's got cracks in it, because it's not the right consistency. But let me show you what I turned those into. Sorry about that, I should have been prepared. Now these are all the same background. I turned it into that. That's the same background. And that's the same background. And they all look different because all I did is added different elements to the top of it. This one, I added pieces of paper to the top of it, and I painted a metallic paint over the top. There's different pieces of paper. There's a doily here. This is the same. I added a bigger doily here. Different pieces of paper. This has some splatter on it. So, and then this one, the only thing that I added to the top of it was some, it looks like I added some paint, maybe a thin coat of metallic paint, and then I sprinkled it with glitter before it dried, before I decorated it. But they all started out like this. So it's really easy just to paint a piece of paper, cut them up, and then decorate them, change them however you want. But these were kind of nice because I gave them a texture. This is all lifted because it's a modeling paste, so it's all lifted up on there. And then I just painted some black paint on there, and I think I rubbed it. I think I rubbed the paint off before it dried, which gave it that effect. And then I just altered it with different paint techniques, and I got different backgrounds. Okay, so that was a different technique I used, different from this. This was just all done with gesso. Remember, we laid the gesso, then we painted it, stamped it, and then added our circles with our acrylic paint. We splattered these ones. That's it. See how nice they came out? So if you want to see how I decorate these, I will put a part 2 of ATC cards so that you can see how I decorate these to get them finished up. If you're interested in trading, what I'm going to do is I'm going to trade one of each of these on the Facebook page, and I'll list the link in the description box below if you want to join that Facebook page. I'm going to trade one of these each on my community Facebook page. That link is also down below, and it's just Facebook unedited. I'm going to probably keep a set for myself except for the green. One of these greens is going to go to my friend. So if you want the opportunity to trade an ATC card with me, either go to the Facebook group or go to my Facebook page, my community Facebook page, Faith Unedited, and you can trade with me. I would love to trade with you guys. So, and I will put pictures up there. You can come back and watch the second part of this video to see the finish, see how I finish these off, and to see the finished product. And then I also wanted to show you how I put a handle on my bottle cap. I did get my glue gun to work, and I just added one of those little mini paper clips to the top of it. So now when I go, I can dip it in my paint and have a handle, so I don't get these smudges and get my fingers in it. So that's what I did. Okay guys, so have a good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world, and God bless. Thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe so that you'll know each time a new video comes out, and we will see you later. God bless.